Conchetta, you want to do me a favor, make a roll, and in the end, put BTE 210 on the top, the date, and first name, last name. Let's do the phone, and then put upload the projects, right? Yes, no, you know. Did you guys do a revised version of what you had, Conchetta? We need to do that too. It's kind of like spring break and everything. So let's get that. Everybody get their name tags out so we can start getting going. Put yourself number one. Did you put yourself number one? You're number one today. So, Cody, can you do me a favor, make sure, is that on?
Yeah.
Is that facing, and if it goes off, let me know, okay?
Yep.
Thank you. So get your, So how are we doing? Was it nice? Spring break? Was it, I call it spring break, it's fall break, right? Is it hard to get back? It's hard for us all, huh? So let's just see what we got here. Let me do my function key. See if we can. Okay, so what about the cycle? Let's see if this works. Okay. So Dan, did you do anything, did you make any changes to your project?
Yeah, I completely changed it.
What did you do?
Now it's something about forecasting like future profits for companies to help with like investment bankers.
Okay, and what are you, and who are you doing that with?
Oh, I was actually about to ask, are we meant to be doing one idea per group, or is it we're each doing?
You can do either one or two ideas per group. You can do one idea per group. Unless you want to do something and your partner is, and you maybe get other people from other groups to help you. Okay, so you're gonna need to. And what did you do, Evan? Or did you?
I did.
Creative Studio. And then in my Creator Studio, my live streaming. My events. All right, welcome back. Everybody has their name tags. We're ready to go. Let's go. Okay. What are we going to cover today is AI and among AI we'll also talk about deep learning. And with deep learning, we'll also talk about AI plus blockchain, how they work together. And let me start broadcasting. And you have quizzes online. You have the business intelligence, and then you have the TG3 and 4, which is cloud computing. and TG4, which is dealing with AI. And we'll also talk about the projects. And I'll try to end a little bit early today. Those of you, some of you were not here last time, and we'll go over the exam, okay? So we'll be able to do that as well. So I've started my broadcast. I'm going to minimize this. And let me go into courses. I'm going to log in, sign in. And I'm going to do a couple of things here. I'll first go into the BT audit area. I'll go into course documents. Jackie, and group one, we discussed you last time when you weren't here, and we will talk about it later, about your group. Who's made changes since the last time I've seen it? Okay, so Eden, Evan, where are you? What group? Group 3? And you should all have a project subfolder, right? You should have your project draft, and in this case, in the draft again, what problem do you want to solve? What is available now? Who's the competition, and how do you intend to solve it? In terms here, we'll be creating a website with this. We'll also be creating an app with this, a phone app with this, and Alec and Rob, you want to do me a favor then? Let me just do one thing for you, and get everybody's email. Let me just get my email. And then let me just search here when I'm opening this up. And let me just search my email for, I think his name is Norman. Can you write this email? Norman at igenapps.com. Rob is going to be you're the CEO, and he's your what? Treasurer, secretary, and doing the brunt work, right? He makes you do, but at least he oversees it, right? And then you can blame it on Alec, okay? When it doesn't work. So type in Norman at igenapps.com, and then send him, tell him that you're excellent students of mine, and he's going to be visiting us next Monday, and he needed everybody's email, and go into the audit area in the first place and get everybody's email, make a list, and send it to him and say, does he need anything else? Because he's having a company where he supposedly is going to have software that you don't have to be a programmer to create phone apps. So he's coming and he's going to give us a hands-on demo with it, but he says he needs everybody's email to register everybody. Sounds good?
Yeah.
Okay? So, and then CC me as well, okay? So we got this. You can even do it, as we're going through this. Gather everybody's, put it in a file or something, everybody's emails with their names, and ask him if he needs anything else for next Monday's presentation. Thank you so much. Okay. So going back to it, it reminded me. Okay, so what's your ideas here? So what did you do? So I have Dan here, knowing which companies, this is it, knowing which company can be profitable and by how much when helping with mergers and acquisition. Investment bankers now have manually try to predict current investment solution using Excel to forecast net profit of different companies for use by investment bankers. Okay, so then what will you be doing for your project, Dan?
Well, we actually just talked about it, decided to just do the blockchain idea.
Okay, do the blockchain, okay, so, and then if I go down to the blockchain idea, yeah, you can work, that's the whole idea, working with the groups, okay, is your cryptos, okay, loans, and so basically, what I need you to do, this would allow, so what are you, so what is the crypto bank, and what's this, blockchain for finance, there's two?
Well, that was from the first time. That
Yeah,
was from-
right, okay, and then you've dated it here,
was in a different-
Okay.
Same focus, but-
okay. So what I want, we got a whole thing, what I want you to do then for next time, now that you have Dan together, is what are the steps that are gonna be done? Do you guys, both of you have class afterwards, after this?
It's something I can do.
Oh, okay, so let's do it for Wednesday, okay? So just making sure that everybody, is up and running. Okay, group, so we have Vanessa, Madeline, Edie, what's up? For your project? Yes, no? We have anybody? This is what they've done, that's why they're not here? Not good. Okay, so we'll put them in. What's next? And so I have BT 210J course documents. Group 3 I have. Leah, did you, and Renee, and Noah, do you have something? Yes? What do we got?
You're gonna explain it?
Yeah,
Basically, like an entertainment platform, but not necessarily just for like viewing content, but like to connect all like producers, writers. There's a lot of like content that's like made that's piloted for web series that never gets released or seen because it doesn't get picked up and they don't have the funding. So basically, creating that, but using it through blockchain to eliminate having to worry about copyrights, and then it'll be like kind of like profiles, so based off like analytics and data, connecting everyone, like people that have similar interests as you to collaborate, and then eventually things will get picked up.
so who's in your
by-
group? Okay, the two of you?
And Renee.
Okay, right, okay, sounds good. So the thing I would do is, I went to a conference on, blockchain, and Pitbull he's trying to get even, he's trying to get money, so maybe we'll have Pitbull come in and give us some money, okay? So one of the things here in the music industry, and he was trying to, he said, I don't know too much about blockchain, but they told me I have all that music and I want to get my rights and so forth. Okay, so what are we gonna start? So what are we gonna do for next week? So what's the next step? What are you gonna do? What I would do is look for the closest things. The next step would be look for the closest things that are dealing with art and basically the blockchain, music and the blockchain. And the first thing to do, everybody signed in? The first, so you wanna come get it? The first thing to do, what I would do is what's available. And, have the links and try to find out what's available. And the first thing is in your thing where you can even do a summary of what's out there now in terms of proposals and how are we gonna be different. So let's have that done for the next step. I like it. Okay. And the next part here is let's do it then for Monday. I want you to write down then what each person's gonna be, you think are gonna be responsible, what do you have, and then I'll sign off. So do that 2 pages, print it out, and I'll sign off because I'm in everybody's group. This way, we don't have any problems that later on you say, Dr. Rush, you loved it before. Why all of a sudden, a week before you're saying this is not what you wanted. So let's do that. Okay, very good. Keep it up. Okay, the next one. Kelsey, what do we got? Jamie and Spencer. Did we do anything? Yes, no?
We're still like brainstorming ideas together.
Okay, so why don't we do this? I'm going to be here afterwards. Did you get your exams, both of you?
No, I don't.
Okay, so afterwards we get the exams and let's talk about it. Let's brainstorm together rather than wasting the time. I'm part of your group so we can brainstorm. And Jamie, you're going to be, you can chime in later. Okay, Conchetta, Claudine, and Vanessa, we didn't do anything, right, from the last time? so maybe stay with me as well. Those of you that aren't sure, stay with me and I'll work as much as I can to help you. Project, not good, okay? So in this case, let's go back and BTJ, 210 audit, in course documents. What do we have here? We have, Cameron said we have Michael. What's up, Michael? Did we do anything?
So we're brainstorming.
Okay.
Ideas.
Okay, everybody's brainstorming. We got, our brains are gonna hurt. What?
Does it have to have a phone app? That's,
No, it doesn't have to have a phone app.
okay.
You don't have to, but we'll practice anyways, but it doesn't have to have a phone app, no.
Okay, because
But-
that was one of our reasons for that.
Okay, it doesn't have to. If you'd like to, it'd be good, you know what I mean? But it doesn't have to have a phone app, and it can be part of it. Okay, so we skipped group 8 somehow. Okay, so Sam, what's going on here? Yes, no?
Yeah, we talked about it last time with you.
Okay, so it hasn't changed.
Yeah, you said to incorporate blockchain.
Okay, good. And did you?
Yeah.
In your thing? Okay, perfect. Okay, and what's next? Just so I can go over this quickly. Sam, then Zach, and then John, Chris, Dylan, and Fatsuno? What do we got? So Dylan, what did we get? Did you do anything? Dylan, you? What is there's a lot of brains here. Okay, maybe our artificial intelligence can help us,
I
huh?
think we did post something though.
You did post something. Did I talk about it last time? Were you here last time?
I think we talked about it.
Okay, and what was it? Remind me.
Music and blockchain.
Music and blockchain.
I think Chris knows more about it, but he's not here.
Chris knows more about it. Not good. Good idea. Chris knows more about it. Okay, not good. Okay, so stay with me. Greta, Emmanuel, and Caleb. What's up? I'm ruining my what? What?
We stayed with the same topic.
You did the same. You're continuing with the same, which is what? Remind me.
It's about the Apple Wallet and.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, and then Alec, Rob, Aaron, and Matt. Didn't we talk about it? We would change it to real estate or something. Have we done it? Have we changed it in the proposal?
Yeah, we changed the proposal.
Okay. All right. And group 13, Nick, what's going on?
Well, we decided that we're gonna do a little financial forecasting.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna try and apply like simple moving averages and relative strength indexes.
Okay. Using what platforms?
Excel.
Okay. You know what I would do too? I would use NinjaTrader too.
Yeah.
Add NinjaTrader because it's gonna, and then we can start looking at source code, and then we can think about being quant traders. And 200,000 starting looks
The
good
only
to me.
thing with that is that on the thing that you showed for like the rubric for the proposal is like, what's the problem and what's your competition? There's a lot of other stuff out there like that.
Yeah, so and basically what are the problem? The problem is in forecasting that it's not, and you know what we want to do is to try to create it automatically. So the key is a lot of people are doing this. The high end, right, of the hedge funds are doing it. Wall Street is doing it, but they have whole entire groups. But let's talk about the regular population. They don't have access to what Goldman Sachs has on their back end, where they have hundreds of people in their investment banking and doing that. So let's try to do it for the average person. We can set something up, and then we can ask the entire community to come and help us. So we can make it almost like a crowdsourcing type of thing, and we can think about it as broadcasting. You can broadcast in the way and see how well, set up a way in which we can think about improvements happening all the time. Do you understand? So build it in where we're having improvements. So I would do that, and you say, hey, this is the beginning part, and what we're gonna reach out, and then we can create some ways of doing it where we'll think about it. We can do even live broadcasting, we can archive it, we can get in the community to come and they can put in, we can talk to experts around the world in certain areas, so that's where we're unique.
Okay.
You know, rather than, of course, there's thousands of algorithms out there, right? And the people are doing it. But our goal is to get the system to trade for us. Not that who wants to look every day and spend, you know, I met someone the other day, he wakes up 4 o'clock in the morning and goes to sleep at 1 o'clock in the morning checking his account. And I said, what a life is that? I don't want to do that. Who does? You know what I mean? Okay, so I'm getting here in the way. I need to share my screen. And then I have it. Okay, so I have this. Very good. So let's go back. 1. And let's do this. Audit. What else? Course documents. So I have group 12, group 13, William, Spiros, and Emily. What's up? Are we here?
Yeah, that one's like an old one because Emily like dropped the class.
Okay, so take her off.
Oh, we have a different one.
It's not. So take off the whole thing,
Okay.
right? It's your you know how to delete,
I
right?
have a lot of stuff on that folder.
What?
I actually have a lot of stuff on that one still.
Okay, so let's not take it off. So let's do it, or even hide it, or do something with it. You know what I mean? If you have a lot of stuff on it, then we switch groups, or what?
We'll figure it out.
You can, you know what I mean? I don't have to micromanage. You guys are smart, right? And so where is your group?
Actually, I messed up. That is the right one.
Yes, this has
Yeah,
it.
I deleted the other one.
Are you guys kind of like teasing me? Is that it, huh? Confuse her more. Maybe she lost her mind a little bit during the break. Is that what you're trying to tell me? Huh? Huh? Is this entertainment for you guys? Okay, did you get it now? Oh, God, help us all, okay? I've become religious, okay, all right, so, and then Ben and Cody, have we done anything? Where's Ben? Is Ben here? Have you ever met him, Cody?
Yeah. Yes, I have.
Good, that's a good start, and what do we got under project?
No, so I'm gonna do it, this one's solo I talked to, it's, the healthy allergy-friendly meal prep.
Is this your company?
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about it offline, okay?
Okay.
All right. Okay, so those of you that are still brainstorming, we need to brainstorm with me after class. And let's go back to the regular process here. So let's go to our other code, and then I'll speak with you as well. Shauna, Jackie, and Andres, remind me to talk to you afterwards, because we took yours. Yours were one of the better ones last time, and we used yours as an example, but we want you to expand upon it. So we'll talk about it. In terms,
will you expand more for today?
okay, and what we wanted to do was to talk about forecasting. We can use some of the things that we're doing with forecasting with Excel. Maybe we can also do, you did that? Okay, and then we can also do VBA. Have you used VBA before? Okay, so this is what you want to look for. So write this down, go to Excel, and then question Visual Basic for Applications, and you can record then in Visual Basic for Application when you're doing, for instance, your forecast, you'll be recording it. And so when you record it, it will develop for you then script, and I'll help you with it. So then that can be, and you don't know it, so that's even more great, right? More beautiful here that you're going to learn then VBA as well. Okay, everybody set, and then I'll talk about it with other groups. So let's go to Blackboard. Let's go to our regular session, which is BTE 210J. And in BTE 210J, let me just remind you here, I have assignments. In the assignments, you see you have the business intelligence, the cloud computing, and the tech guide available. And let me go to the web links. Everybody go to web links. Everybody there? Greta, you there? Web links under the regular format. and go down on your web links. We've already discussed blockchain. What is blockchain? How secure is blockchain? Which industries use blockchain? How will blockchain evolve? And public versus private blockchain. What's the difference between a public versus a private blockchain, Noah? Good question. Did you hear the question, Noah?
No, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, did you hear the question? Dylan, did you hear it?
Can you repeat it one more time?
Yeah, it's the last part. Public versus private blockchains. Did you hear the question? No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Public, anyone could make an addition to the blockchain. Private,
Speak out loud, what?
private, it's a specific group of people who can edit the blockchain or add to the blockchain, and public, anyone in the world could.
Okay, what's an example of a, you're on a roll, Noah. What's an example of a public blockchain? What's a big example of a public blockchain? What was one of the first uses of blockchain?
Cryptocurrency?
Cryptocurrency. And what among those cryptocurrencies do you know? That you've heard? Bitcoin. So is Bitcoin private or public? Can everybody?
Yeah, it's public.
Public. So Bitcoin was the first public use that everyone then that gets recorded gets what? It's immutable. And what's immutable mean, Noah? Let's review. Immutable.
Changeable?
What's immutable mean? Michael, what's immutable mean?
Once the information's there, it's there permanently.
It's permanent, right? Immutable means permanent. Right? There's going to be consensus, and is it recorded once or many times? It's going to be recorded once, but it's going to go along the blockchain.
Yes.
Cody, how is that going on?
Yeah.
Is it live?
It's alive.
Okay, and this one? Can you check? Is this live? Does it say live? Hmm?
I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure. Pretty is good, but it's pretty sure. Do we see the word live? Yeah, we see live. Okay. All right. So, we talked about so what's a private blockchain? Give me an example then. Who can raise their hand and give me an example? Yes, no.
Healthcare, or like a doctor can like edit a patient's health records.
Okay, so.
I read about that and wanted like to argue with you guys.
Yeah, so basically if we do private, we could do like, let's say we were in a health group together, right? You're smart, you're.
Yeah, because I'm not quite, I don't really remember exactly.
Yeah, but think about it's private. Let's say we created our own university blockchain. Only us, and then we would give, for instance, we would start distributing basically education as blockchain. We could be broadcasting, and everyone that helped could get what we call a token. There's two types of tokens. There's anybody know what types? Michael, what are the two types of tokens? Have you heard about it? One is called, put this in your notes.
Oh, security and
A security token. What's the other one called? A utility token. For Wednesday. Everybody listen. This is homework for Wednesday. Did you hear that, Evan?
Yeah.
Homework for Wednesday is I'd like you to research and find out what is a security token. Did you hear that, John? What is a security token and what is a utility token? And what's the difference? And what's my other question always? Who cares? On Wednesday, this will be a part of, I can almost guarantee that this will be part of an open-ended question for next exam. Plus, we will have a guest speaker on Wednesday who's an attorney who specializes in blockchain and these tokens and setting up. Anybody know what an ICO is? What's an ICO? Initial coin offering. Basically, he specializes in initial coin offerings and security and utility tokens. So now what we could possibly do is we could disrupt education on the blockchain. This may be an idea, those of you that want to work with me on this for your project. Disrupting education on the blockchain. Basically, we have room for what, 40 people here? Especially in the exam, you see how we were tight there? People came from I don't know where. I thought, I looked at them and I said, do I know you, right? I mean, some people, and we were crammed in. If we had people, can we stuff any more people in here? No. But what could we do? If we're broadcasting, not only are people that are not here could possibly see it in the class, but we could have people all over the world. How many people could then be part of our class? Millions, right? And if we gave everybody certain tokens for being part of the class. We could give, for instance, those that helped out. It's hard for me enough to deal with this technology, right? Then if we're going to have more than millions, right, viewing the class, but then if you guys, instead of looking at your Facebook and so forth, we say, you know what? Basically, you could get tokens, rewards then for taking part and helping in the class. So for instance, we had those gentlemen, those lovely gentlemen there that are going to do those emails, right? Sending out emails to everyone, right? Getting additional tokens. We have other people setting up the cameras. We could have additional people then looking at the chats to see if, and somebody said, Dr. Raj, there's somebody really an expert here in blockchain in Europe. They want to be a participant. We could allow them to come in and speak. We could also have a way in which people could come in anonymously, because if we're on YouTube, what do we need to do in order to view it is basically they wouldn't even have to put their username and ID, but if they wanted to get credit, then they could authenticate themselves. We could then, maybe we don't have enough room here to take the exams, they could go take it in an embassy, and then maybe what we'll tell them is, you know what, you don't have to pay for the degree right now. We'll give you these tokens, and then in 3 years from now, once you get your degree, supposedly you'll get a better job, then you can start paying us back. And we're going to set this up where we'll get then these utility tokens, those taking the class physically and those online. And we could make this in the beginning, we could make it private, and then later on we could make it as public. Okay, very good. So then we have, you can see here of combining blockchain, artificial intelligence with blockchain. Look at this article here. Everybody see this? Growing artificial intelligence, blockchain, decentralized AI. So if I'm asking you then, Chana, what does decentralized mean? It means what?
It's not like in one place.
And what? If I have a central server, so the data is in one place, or then it's going to be then distributed? It's going to be distributed here, and it's probably a good idea then first to understand AI. And this is an article that I want you to know well for Wednesday. This was the article for Wednesday that I want you to read again, Growing Artificial Intelligence with Blockchain. First, we have the blockchain, and look at this right here. This diagram right here. The outside is artificial intelligence. You take note of this. The outside is artificial intelligence, and some of you may be incorporating that in your project, and that is a program that can sense, reason, act, and adapt. What words there are different from a regular computer program? Everybody understand what I just asked? What words under artificial intelligence are different than just a program? Raise your hand, Claudine.
Sense.
Sense, reason,
Adapt.
adapt. That it changes as we go. And that's the beauty, AJ, of what do we want to do in terms of the trading algorithms, right? We want it to adapt because does the market stay the same? It's completely different this year than it was last year, right? You agree with me? That it's reacting. All of a sudden now we have the tariffs, now we're going to have election, now we had Saudi Arabia. Every time there's going to be differences. Yes. Hi.
I think I might be in the wrong classroom, but I just want to make sure.
Have you seen me before?
Well, I was told to come here
For what?
for some students that are in a field project.
No.
That's okay. Just want to make sure. Thank you.
Okay. So we're able then to do the adapt. Okay. Underneath that is something called machine learning. Put it in your notes here. Machine learning then are algorithms. We all know what an algorithm is. It's a defined set of tasks whose performance improve as they're exposed to more data over time. This is going to be the sensing, and this is what we're going to, and it was perfect. Aren't you delighted to know about the equity trading and the stock market and the futures trading is that what we want to do is we want to increase our performance as we're exposed to more data over time, and then we're going to try to do some optimization and improve it. And deep learning is a subset of machine learning in which multi-layered neural networks learn from vast amounts of data. And basically what that really means in essence is for each of my attributes, remember we talked about attributes? What were attributes? Another term for attributes, we can call it fields. What else can we call it in Excel? What? Who said it? Columns. And what we're going to do in deep learning in those subsets is we're going to have what we call NN, neural networks. And neural networks are like the brain. Anybody hear about neurons in the brain that starts firing off in your brain from one sense to another? So basically they're trying to mimic, in deep learning, they're trying to mimic neural networks, and they get them from vast amounts of data. It starts adjusting, put this in your notes, adjusting weights. So what we'll find is we're going to adjust the weights of our variables. Remember variables that we talked about are independent and are dependent variable. And when we did the forecast, how many variables were we using, AJ? Repeat the question.
For forecasting, how many variables are you using?
Right. What were we trying to do? We were trying to predict the price, right? Based on the previous days, based on the dates, right? So we had the dates, right? And then we had our previous price, and we wanted to predict our next price. But what we could do then, we could have additional variables. We could have sentiment variables, right? What's the market sentiment? We could have not only based on the opening price, we could have the closing price. We could have what other analysts are saying about the stock. We could look at the correlations between other factors that may affect this stock. So this deep learning is a subset then of the data. So machine learning is teaching machines to perform specific tasks rather than just commanding them to do it by writing code. Imagine teaching a computer to recognize pictures. Isn't that going to be huge, right? That it's already starting to do it. It's similar when a child is being taught math problems, teach a formula, certain rules and exceptions apply, and a human machine gets to do the job by itself afterwards. This human recognition is really big now, right? Why is that big? Picture recognition, human recognition, where are the applications to that, Cody? Where are applications to that in, for business?
In terms of artificial intelligence?
In terms of what applications are there? Face recognition, have you ever heard of face recognition? They're doing
Biometrics, like.
biometrics, they're basically doing it in the airport. They started using it when you're coming out of the airport. What do they send? They're looking at your face compared to what's in the database. What else are they looking at? Anybody know? It gets scary. They're looking for basically areas of you're nervous, right? Whether you're happy, sad. Now marketing are doing that. When you're passing by in the stores, they have beacons that are following you. And then if you're looking, for instance, you're looking at that shirt, right? They're looking whether you have a smile on your face, and then later on they'll be able to give you coupons or something, or give you discounts. So it's developing this machine learning is performing those tasks. And deep learning is when the machine teaches itself to do tasks of being exposed to multiple data. By using the same analogy, it's similar to a student teaching himself to solve math problems by repeating until the job gets done. And blockchain then can help verify and record information and how authentic it is. And to understand, and this is the area that I'd like you to read through, and that is, how does blockchain fit with machine learning? And then there's something, now let's look at AI blockchain-based DApps. So you need to figure out what the heck is DApps. Always new stuff coming out, new terms. So what's a DApp? We all know what an app is. It's a shortened version of what word? John? Application. So what's D? What's D? I feel like I'm in charades. What is D?
Data.
Decentralized.
And decentralized means that it's distributed, right? So it's distributed, these decentralized apps here that are based part of there. So this is predictions. These are some kind of like some examples of where blockchain is good. You can read through this. And then and here's the state, a website where you can refine your search. And now they're combining. And what emerging keeps you, okay, that's it. All right, that's one article I want for when? Wednesday. So this is right here, state of the art with blockchain. The other one is combining AI with blockchain. And you need to know what are the major benefits of combining these mega trends for next time. And then this is about internet, blockchain and internet things, and the new filings, AI and encryption. And blockchain can help us track, understand, explain decisions made by AI. So you should read through, and AI can manage blockchains more efficiently than humans. A lot of this stuff sounds like an open-ended question, doesn't it? For next time. So that's the one that I wanted. Okay, so for next time, this is what you need to do. You need to refine. Some of you have to go beyond brainstorming, and you'll stay with me, is your project for Wednesday. Monday, what day is Monday? What date?
29.
October 29. I want you to print out your proposal. And then what I'd like you to do is start on your proposal of the tasks to be done. And you can then even start assigning tasks to different people in your group and have that. I don't need it to be long, but just print it out so I can sign, sealed and delivered, right? I can sign that form. You should also have it uploaded to your group, right? And we need to know what our group is, right? That we know that we're in the right group. And then we need to do the tokens, utility versus what? Security. And to do the two readings on AI and BC. One is combining and the other one is the other one and combining for Wednesday. And the second half is we'll have a guest speaker. He's excellent. He's very smart. He's an attorney. He graduated from law school here, and he's practicing. He's a young guy, and guess what in his firm is? He's the guru of blockchain in his firm, where, you know, he would be kind of like a grunt guy in the beginning. He's become the major blockchain expert. So you can see on terms. And it is Jason Wales, and he'll be here on Wednesday and next Monday. Did you put that together?
Yeah, I have everyone's email.
You have everybody's email, and then did you send it to them already?
No, not yet.
So CC it to me. This way we get it out of the way rather than we forget about it. CC it to me and say that, you know, and for the subject line, put that, you know, guest speaker Monday, 5 p.m., room 312. And then just welcome yourself and tell him that we are excited that he's coming to share his knowledge, you know. You can schmooze with him a little, you know, give him a compliment. And that's nice, you know. He's giving us his software and we're looking forward to it. And ask if we need to do anything in preparation beforehand, because we'll be meeting on Wednesday if he needs us to check something. Because you know what it is about technology? We always have issues, right? We always have problems. This way, tell him that we'll meet again on Wednesday. If he has any problems, we can respond on Wednesday to him. You know, if some of the emails didn't work, or if we need to see if we can get on. What else? Okay, so I wanted to end a bit early so I can stay with other people that weren't available here for the exam. And also to stay with the groups that I can be of help to you in your group projects. Okay? So let's act. So if you want your exam, stay at your seats, and then I'll pass things out to you. Where's the roll? Who has the roll? Who's sitting on the roll? Ready? Did you get the roll? Were you the last one touching the roll? Okay. I knew it was around there somewhere. Okay, so we're set. Anyone else not have a roll? Okay. Okay. If you're here for the exam, sit in your seats and then we'll go over it.
Your office hours are
Right now.
or they? So, can you say that again?
Monday after this class, we'll, you know, start is, you know, when I finish class, I have office hours, so let's say from 6:30 to 7:30 here. And then on Wednesday, I have it after my Wednesday class, so it's usually around after 8.
Okay, because I have to go now, but I want to look up the project.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
so-
it's good, it doesn't, I don't think it's bad, it has a, like a.
Maybe we'll do the education. You know what I'm talking about? We're doing, taking this and expanding this of educational content. It's up to you, but that's another, so you know what? We have, on Wednesday, those of you that are interested, we're having an interesting, person on, you know, in the healthcare. We're gonna have somebody coming in at, 7:45. She created blockchain in healthcare. So after she finishes, so it'll probably be 8:30. You can come at 8:30 on Wednesday. You don't have time.
At your office hour? Or
Right
your-
here.
or your-
Right here, easy.
Basically, we were, potentially work, basically, it's just like, if we needed something along like the lines like real estate using cryptocurrency, something where like someone wanted to sell a property that they own, some sort of real estate.
Uh-huh.
Or someone wanted to buy, they have a website kind of to, you know, exchange cryptocurrency as opposed to dollars, and like, the idea would be that, you know, if you're investing, it's kind of like a double investment, because you invest in a property using crypto, and if crypto goes up as well as the housing market, you're making.
Oh, you're gonna tie my real estate to crypto?
Yeah. Cause I know there's like there's
There's a dollar I can send to crypto, but the idea of
right, well
real
that's,
estate to crypto. So,
Well, that's the point,
so how, is it
someone who's
because it
selling-
went down 50%, my house is gonna go, worth 50% less?
well, hypothetically.
You know what I mean? You
But
wanna
that's
take
where
like,
well,
right,
that's, there's a guy in Miami who's only accepting Bitcoin offerings for his house.
okay, well, there's a guy in Miami offering Bitcoin, right?
Right, well, that's-
Right, he can make an offering, but it's not tied to,
He's
so
only
he's
accepting Bitcoin offerings because I guess he kind of sees it as like a double investment. If someone's gonna
or you.
or a loss, but
Or
if,
don't,
but if you
I
have
don't know.
if you have multiple
See, you know what I
properties-
would do? I'd research that area doing it. I think that's really pretty, risky. You know what I mean? I can say, or what I can see is starting, you know what I would do first? Evaluate what's available in use cases.
But we can also say-
First do, listen to this, use cases in real estate and blockchain.
Right, but we were gonna say something like, you know, like in 2008, the housing market crash, you know, if you had basically investments using Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies in like the housing market, that wouldn't have affected you because you wouldn't have to rely on banks.
I don't know. You know, if you look this past year, they're using where if I have a house, I'll sell it in Bitcoin. Right, I'll sell it in Bitcoin. But I'll give you $1 million, but then is my house gonna be tied? That's that one-time purchase, right? But the question, you're not saying that my house is gonna be tied all the time to
Well,
Bitcoin.
you hold it as an investment kind of, and if Bitcoin goes up, now the house that you value, let's say I sell a house at 100 Bitcoin, and let's say, our argument was too that maybe like 10 people would buy the house for 10 Bitcoin each, so let's say hypothetically it's
Okay.
100 Bitcoin. So now
Right,
they're-
and then once they
they're
have the house,
investing.
then what?
Now they're investing, if the Bitcoin, if the dollar, like Bitcoin goes up, now they can sell that house for, let's say, 11 Bitcoins as opposed to the 10 that they bought it for. Yeah.
I'm part of the group, I think it's too complicated. You know what I mean? I would start even, you know what, remind me, to let you know, there's the guy that what he's doing, he's putting on the blockchain, like realtors and like a peer-to-peer exchange of property.
That's what we were saying. So
Right, maybe something like peer-to-peer, but I don't want my house afterwards to be tied to Bitcoin. And how about the next person doesn't want to make it Bitcoin?
Maybe like rentals, maybe like rentals then, like when.
Well, it doesn't have to be tied to Bitcoin because let's say someone owns the house is valued at a certain amount, and let's say you own Bitcoin.
Let me just, pass this around, you done your exam. Have you had your exam? Who didn't have their exam? So pass this and you can look at your exam sheet. You can look at it first. Okay, let's talk about it. What I first do is I look over what's available in real estate. You know what I mean? And look what are the use cases of that, and even start off with your review, and then we'll refine it. Okay. Okay? Fine. Okay, who else is here for the exam? Everybody else is here for the exam? So let me just do this. Okay, so let me just call out people's names, and then you can pick up your, you're done. Okay, what do I get here? Chad? Have you seen it? Let's go. Spiro? Let's go. Give it to Spiro. And then you need to give this back to me. Jamie? Bush? Jamie left. Okay, Cadet? Lawrence? No? Okay, Conchetta? You already saw it, okay. Fakun? Which one? Lawrence. Conchetta. This is Lawrence. Okay. Fakun? Clifford? Okay. Matt? Did you see your grade? Alec? Did you see your grade? I think so. Andres? You can see it. You have to give it back to me. Robert? You saw it, okay. Renee, she's not here. Madison? Not here. William? Thanks. William? And then they're gonna be, there's added points to it. There'll be, Claudine saw hers, right? John, did you see yours? Don't look at it. Vanessa? Kanan? You saw it, okay. Sam? You saw it. Vanessa? Jackie? Okay, and then Noah, did you see it? Yeah? Well, no, I think you got one of the highest grades. You're welcome, very good. Zach, did you see it? Okay. And Shayna? Help me under. And, what is this, Amon, Lorenzo? And then Kelsey? Did you see it? Okay. Ben? And Nick? Did you see it? You back? You'll add points to you guys, too. From 3 to 5 points added. So you guys need to do well on the project. Okay, which one? Chris? Christopher? What is this? Nick, didn't I give it to you last time?
Yeah, I just wanted to look over it.
Okay, so look in this file. Madeline? Eden? Leah, did you see it? You saw it last time, no?
I didn't see it, but I just saw the sheet.
Yeah, you did, okay. And Greta, did you see it? Give it back to me, huh? Yeah. Okay.
And
Okay.
that's not with the short answers.
No, it's not with the short answer. Look at Leah, you wanna look at it?
I saw that.
Last
Yeah,
time, you
thank
did
you.
very well. Okay, and then Aaron? And then Michael? Michael, did you see it? Same. Okay, good. And then Dan, you saw it last time, right? And then Evan, right? And then Cody, did you see it?
Neither.
Okay. And Karen, she's not here. And Augusto, you saw it last time.
Yeah, I saw it last.
Okay, so what's up? Okay.
I've never gotten one back.
You never got yours back, your test?
No.
Okay, so go through here. Did you find your number here?
It wasn't on there.
Wasn't on here, so you have to go through it again. Let me just see, what's your last name?
Wyatt.
Okay. So you can look right here. Come here. Look right here.
All right. thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay? Okay? and then you have a couple points added to that.
Oh, alright.
So you're okay, okay.
Is that for everyone, a couple points?
Yeah, well, some have more than others we went to, yeah, but a couple points, yeah, you're okay. All right, so what's up? Your exam? Oh, you didn't see it? Yeah. Let me just see. Did you see the score you got?
The original one, yeah.
The original, oh, the original, so here's the added one. What's your last name?
Such a USE.
You? Yeah, yeah, so it's right here. Right, so this is it. You can go ahead. Okay? No, it's before. Okay, so you did okay. So let's do on the project, you know what I mean? The exam itself? Yeah, yeah. Just wait for me and then I'll do it. Okay, what else? Okay, yeah, so what do we wanna do? You wanna sit down? You can sit down. Okay, so you have it, you wanna show it to me a second? Yeah, let's decide, you know what I mean, let's. Okay, so what did you say? Hello, Norman, this is Robert. Did you put it on the subject area? Good, right. I'm looking forward. I have attached a document. Is there anything else you need in preparation for? You know what else I would ask here is should we check out a site before, on Wednesday?
Like concerning information, we should
Check out before to make sure that we're registered. So add that as an extra line, you know what I mean? Then he thinks he registered everybody and then we weren't registered. So can we check registration before Wednesday, class or sometime? Just add that. Thank you so much. You get a token. Part of it, a utility token, because the security token, we're gonna have trouble, we're gonna have to go to the SEC, So, put it with the pile underneath all that, right, make an order here, and just put it with the rest of it. Yeah. Yeah, just put it at the bottom, everyone, yeah, put it at the bottom, thank you. Okay, great, so welcome. All right. So, quiet. So what do you think?
We wanted to do something with virtual reality, so we were thinking about like narrowing it down to like virtual reality in the classroom.
Okay.
Or maybe,
Virtual
like,
or augmented?
Virtual.
Okay, and why not augmented?
I don't know the difference. I'll
Okay,
do the
augmented is that I see, let's say, if I have like augmented glasses, virtual reality, I put on those glasses and I can't see anything around. I'm just seeing
The screen.
Seeing the screen.
Yeah.
Augmented reality is I'm seeing everything and then there's something else added to it. So I'm seeing the room, like I could take a tour. I don't want to take a tour around campus in virtual reality because I'm going to bump into, I'm blind, right? I can see a campus, but what they're going to do, for instance, Magically is coming to campus and they're doing augmented reality. So you'll be able to go around campus, for instance, look at the buildings. You'll see it, but then they'll add additional ones. So it may be you'll look up here and then you'll actually see, a professor actually teaching maybe.
So it's like reality, but then you see like
additional information.
And you wouldn't need glasses then? It would,
Well, you would have
or you'd have the
glasses. You'd have glasses, but those glasses you can see what's happening. You see both.
So it's like interactive.
So you see the world. So where they're using it, it could be possibly, if we're thinking about it like medical applications. I have a surgeon, right? He doesn't want to be blinded.
Yeah.
Right now I could even have, in this case, I could have a cadaver. I'm working on the cadaver, plus I have my glasses. So somebody is also, while I'm doing it, says, you're right here. You're going to have to cut right at this vein. You're going to have to come in from this side rather than from this side. So you may want to look at, the first thing is you may want to look at what's happening in augmented reality, and maybe education.
And how would we make an app with that?
Well,
Like, what would we be selling something or?
First of all, you could keep up to date. One is you could keep up to date what's happening in the augmented reality world. You could do it in another sense, what players are in the augmented reality world. Are they publicly traded? Maybe or investments in the augmented reality. You could have a section, what's the difference between virtual and augmented? Augmented, they use it also, they're trying to use it in real estate, where I'm physically taking a tour, plus I get getting the feel of the building, or maybe I'm in the building but it's not completely finished. They have a lot now in showing virtual reality of those buildings, but here I'm actually being in that
So
set.
in the final thing, is it gonna be a paper or app?
It can be like a website, an app. It can be in addition to, you may have like a white paper that you can upload to your website.
But we kind of have to create something.
Well, you don't have to create something. You can make, basically, you can create, or you can tell what's the state of the art now.
Okay, so it can be a research about that
Concept. It could be a research, and then you could then propose what you want to do. You wouldn't have to come up with an end product. What's missing, for instance, is when we're talking about technology, it becomes too dry, the technology, and what would be good is to interact already with the software or with the hardware. You know what I'm saying? This is the state of the art now, what we propose to do, and then you could have like even a prototype. You're not gonna, and what we're searching for later, once you have the prototype, oh, that sounds really interesting, then we can invest, and then you can get programmers, and other people to help you with that idea. So it's the beginning that you'll take away something where people can go to your, because just to do a paper, how many papers have you done in your life? You know what I mean? A lot, but I want something more real. First of all, getting the website, and maybe even the beginning of having an app in terms of even describing what you have. And then it can be in your theory, this is like a prototype of what we propose to do. And this is what's missing, what we're not able. But before you even do that, let's go to the first one of the cases. Let's find out what's available in augmented reality, what cases, and then narrow it down. Let's even look together, right? So, first of all, we have to know what's the difference between difference between virtual reality versus augmented reality, right? There's even PowerPoints here, you see that? Right? With virtual reality, you can swim with the sharks, and with augmented, you can watch a shark pop out of your business card, while virtual reality is more immersive. Augmented provides you more freedom for the user, more possibilities for marketers, because it does not need to be head-mounted display. What's the difference here? What's the difference? And then you can do, an education, and what type of education? Higher education, you know what I mean? What type of education? In terms of, is it business? Well, business applications, I don't know. What do you want to do?
It could be business. Or in the classroom.
Something that you're interested in.
Well, maybe like virtual or like augmented reality of having a professor lecture in the class that's not actually there, but the students will see it.
Or bringing it to life, like we're talking about, like the education, like you're seeing now, that we're, basically you can, and then the different subject areas, right? Like if we're dissecting, right? Sometimes for that stand-up, lecture, we don't need as much, augmented reality versus if we're trying to build something.
Okay, so it could be applied in like the engineering.
Yeah, maybe
classes or
medical. because what do, you have to figure out, we don't wanna use technology for technology's sake, but what do we wanna do, is a way in which we can improve outcomes, right? Are we gonna learn any more, are we gonna be able to, some areas are risky, you understand? So I don't want it, like, even like the flight simulators, right? There is an idea, I don't wanna start crashing planes, I don't wanna crash cars, right? I don't wanna be surging on patients. I don't know what I'm doing, right? And I wanna be able, but I want it to be real. There may be in building, maybe in aspects of viewing, security, you know, of those types of things. So I don't know if this is the way that you want to go through it, but some real use cases of it, just not, so I want to go beyond just what is the state of the art, but what is lacking, and in terms of education, where would it fit? And for instance, in this class, where would it fit augmented reality? Just talking about a concept, I don't know, but it may fit in augmented reality and showing how really a blockchain works. While I talk about it in just flat way, is there a way when you're viewing it, you're getting more of a sense of it by viewing something in those cases? Or how, you know, when we were talking about hardware, how is a chip done? You know, in terms of seeing that or getting our hands or going through that. Do you understand? So it has to be, if that's where we want to go as a group together. So you can decide, but something where there's a problem, where you can find a better solution to that problem. So in that case, you're not going to create necessarily that augmented, you know, in augmented reality, they're using a lot of AI. Think about it in terms of the autonomous vehicles, right? Where I want to make sure that I don't crash in to another vehicle. So what am I going to be able to do is have a number of cars basically around me communicate what's happening in traffic, and then I have to be able to distinguish between what's a human, what's an animal, right, crossing the road in terms of timing. There has to be, you know, in terms of AI, in terms of when you're in front of, when you're driving, it could be something in your pupils that I can see that you're getting tired, or I can see that you're drunk, or I can see that you're high, right, and your facial expressions, right? You know how you kind of like doze off like this, you know, when you're tired, right? I'm sure that the computer can pick that up even faster than you can for those seconds that you're, you know, falling asleep. So that facial recognition with AI as well, you know. And what made you want to do virtual reality? What was that? Have you ever tried it?
No.
I've tried it.
And did you like it?
It's a little like, I just did it for, my friend was taking a speech class, so she had a simulation like to give a lecture, and I tried it, and it's very like, it's a weird feeling. It makes you lose your balance. It's very like almost loud, and like you feel like overwhelmed, like you don't know what's going on.
Right.
But it's cool. It's very
Right, for that
different
time.
experience.
Right,
It just
right.
depends what you're doing it for.
Right. Exactly. Is it for entertainment? You know what I mean? But my guess is, do we want a classroom where everybody is, you know, not, because you're basically, it's like you're in a movie, you know, with with those goggles. You're in a movie with it.
And is that bad for your eyesight?
Sometimes, I don't know if that, sometimes people get headaches from that, you know, for your balance and so forth. Some people don't. I don't like, to me it's claustrophobic, you know what I mean, and all, you know, of having that on me. But, you know, they'll be improving, but there's things like, you may want to, this is a good example, you can jot it down, you can jot it down on your phone, like HoloLens by Microsoft.
Yeah, I think we put that as one of the
Yeah,
available
right, HoloLens, Microsoft education apps. HoloLens MR apps for education. you know. All apps can be found, browse, HoloLens, mixed reality apps being holographic technology to life, sparking creativity and STEM learning. You know, 3,000 marketplace. So we start looking at those and what are they thinking, you know? And then you can even improve what they have. Education apps, what is this one? HoloLens apps, all apps found here, rundown of education content when available. Tours, geology. I don't know. Inside, you see a lot of medical. That would kind of make, people thought that this was really gonna turn on in terms of medical. You know what I mean? Because inside the heart, you know, that you can think about it. For training, they thought, you know, we're gonna teach people in medical school, right? And they're gonna have to know about it. Look how much heart, like cystic fibrosis, the anatomy of the eye. So as you're looking at it, you also can see, you know, almost, because even when you're looking at somebody's eye, you don't see what's behind that eye. You know, you can almost look at it as maybe even in marketing, you know, fashion, you know, some of that kind of things, what you'd look like in different outfits. You know how they have it in different outfits now, they're creating, you know, in the marketing arena now, you know, that you're going on and saying, oh, what do I, you always see that, you know, what do I look in this hairstyle, what do I look in these clothes, you know, how are these done? But you see these, my labs, a lot of this one is science, you know, and they're trying to make it entertaining, you know, with it, but you also see what's around you. So it's kind of like what you were having, but I can also see who physically is around my space. So it'd be good for interior design. Take this room and figure out how am I going to arrange this room with me in it, with you in it. Things that are physical that you can manipulate, you know. But even with music, you know, micro lens, see, and that's, they were trying to do things in real estate. You know, I have a new condo, what's it gonna be? It's in development, you know, area where that's gonna be, get the feel for how your furniture is gonna look in the new condo, how your, you know, Miami and their high-end real estate, everything that was gonna be a enticement, you know, since there's so much high-end real estate, how's my property gonna be different from yours? But then we were thinking about something even as simple as real estate, open house real estate. Sort of like we have open house here, you can come in via the internet to see what we're teaching in the classroom. If you have an open house in real estate, you can come in throughout the world and see, if you have an open house, see what it's looking. So you're the real potential customers, and we can have people from around the world actually come in and view it as well in real time, and then we can take them a tour, and then you can be, you know, you live in the neighborhood, so you can tell them what's happening here, and then possibly you could do it along with that, maybe some virtual, you know, tour with it, along with it, at the open house. So they can be real time, and they could say to you, you know, can you walk over to the bathroom and let's see, you know, the strength of the showers, you know, we can get the feel for it, walk outside. Because sometimes, you know, what happens in those tours that they give you online is they make it look really nicer. They don't show you all the real stuff, you know. It's almost like those dating apps where everybody looks real good, you know. Looks better than what you see. What?
Yeah, it's true.
You know what I mean? You can realize. So in this one, we were thinking about, besides the real stuff, is you could see on the real estate, what's the feel, you know? Can you walk outside and show me, you know, what is it really? Is it really scary at night, you know, or, you know, walking inside?
I have class now, so I have to go.
So, but you got an idea. You take that, you take the suggestion, and you may not want to stay with that for virtual, you know.
Yeah.
reality, you may go with some others. What is your majors?
Marketing,
Management.
legal studies and marketing.
So I do something with marketing,
Yeah.
maybe marketing and blockchain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And marketing, you know, what are the new trends now in marketing, and combine the marketing with some other parts of what they, and then you can be kind of, if you're gonna be doing that, you're kind of being up in the forefront of other people than marketing. People know that, of course, marketing now is gonna be digital, you know that it's gonna be social media, but add the framework to blockchain to that. Is that gonna add anything? Eliminating a lot of, you know, the ads, how they're doing it, or maybe new things that are happening in marketing. Then you can even combine it with facial recognition or other areas of the sensing. So I'd even maybe, and then combine those of what you're actually wanting to do. And if you're in legal studies, you want to go to law school or what? That whole blockchain, and you'll see, we'll have a couple of attorneys here, you know, on Wednesday we'll have him. You'll see that he's now become the, you know, he's quite young, he's now become the in-demand attorney, because all the other people, you know, in his firm, you know, the age of your parents, don't have no idea on this, you know, on the new technologies. So that may be an area too. So I combine that, and then you'd have something. I want you to be able to say, you know, when you go out,
Yeah, something useful.
then go to my website, you know, or see my, you know, or see my app, that these are what we're proposing to do. Rather than, I did a paper in a class one time on something, I remember. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Keep up the great work and nice attitude. Okay, so. Did everything work out? You see me? How are we doing? I don't hear you. I don't hear you. Okay, I'm going to stop broadcasting. I'm going to stop broadcasting here. I'm going to stop broadcasting here. Yeah. Do you hear me? Yes. Okay, I'm stopping broadcasting. No, nobody's there. It went all right. Everybody, the second time, all they want to see is their grade. I'm stopping.